Good afternoon. This is Pam with Follow Your Brush, and thank you for joining me today. I'm in my studio playing, which it's what I do most of the time is just play. Thank you for those that joined me in my ink room yesterday as I explored some of the inks I'm doing. But today I'm back in my studio. I have a picture that I'm working on, and I'm going at this in a totally unconventional manner than, who knows that I've ever painted. This is the picture. I took this probably 6 or 7 years ago in Germany as we were there visiting for a wedding. I was walking down the street and I was just struck with these bicycles leaning up against the stone wall and the rusted planters, and I liked it. So I thought, I'm going to try to paint this. But it's one of those pictures that I thought, there's really no way I can paint that. There's so many different lines, perspective, lines going this way and that way. This is still slightly puffy, so it's still a little bit wet. But what I thought I would do is I did do a brief sketch to give me an idea where things were. And then I came in here with some base colors. I've got these little bowls that I got this hint from watching Buffy Kaufman from Watercolor Pour. If you don't watch Buffy, please do on YouTube. It's Watercolor Pour. And she uses these to mix her colors, and I think it's a great idea because then you've got your little puddles, what you need. I laid in some base colors for this over my sketch. And then what I'm going to do now, or what I'm going to attempt to do, we'll find out how well it works, is I'm going to come back in with some stencils and place them in hopefully appropriate places, and come back over this with some paint and try to fill in some of these effects that I'm looking for. Now, I don't know that it's going to work. Like I say, it's still puffy, so it's still damp. I picked out this one for the top. And then what I have done, I have some colors here. These are Michael Harding paints. If you like my little paint tin, I went to the Van Gogh exhibit here in Atlanta, and they had these little, it said pencil box, but I thought, oh, I'm going to make that into a paint palette. So that's what I did. So that's my little inspiration from Vincent as I paint. These are my Michael Harding watercolors, which I enjoy. But anyway, what I'm going to try to do, emphasis on try, is I'm going to try to come back in here with some of these colors that I have already mixed, and go back over them with the stencil and see if I can't bring out some of the details. Now, we're going to come in like this. So this time, instead of lifting color, I'm coming back in to add color, and the stencil where the color does not go will be left clean, or the existing color. This wall was kind of an orangey yellow, and they will get lighter as they dry. I'm not going for exact detail. You just don't do that in watercolor. You're not going to get it. Well, you can. Let me rephrase that. Oh, I like that. Let me rephrase that. You can come back in and you can do realistic paintings in watercolor if you so desire. That's not really what I'm about. I like to play and let watercolor do what it wants to do. So let me leave that for a second, let that dry. The next color that I want to come in here, next thing I want to try is this iron gate thing. So for that, was going to try a little bit of this stencil. Now, I want to kind of be careful because, and actually I'm not sure that this is even what I want to do. Let me think. I want to be careful where I put my paint. I've got a combination here of some indigo and, well, let's just play with it. We're just playing, right? So let me come in here. This actually is more of a negative painting where you've got the bars are dark. And then there's light behind it. So I don't know if this will work or not, but you know me. I'm just going to play and see. I did put in some dark lines already. If it doesn't work, well then, there's always another piece of paper hanging around here. Kind of go around where those pots are. Okay, I want to go in there and do those later. Get some more of this here. It's going to kind of be done in segments because I do want to come back in and do some grasses also with some green. So this is just totally going to be an experiment. But, that's what I enjoy, actually, is just experimenting and playing. If you follow me, that's what I like to do. So, all right, let's lift this and have the big reveal, as they say on TV when they do makeovers and stuff. The big reveal. Are you ready? Let's see what happened. Oh, that's not bad. A little bit wet, actually. A little bit too wet. So, I don't know if that's a hair. Let me let that dry a little bit, and I'll go to a different area. This time, I'm going to come in here to my rock wall. The rock wall is kind of this, I need something else to mix on. Use the lid of this. Let Vincent help me. It's kind of a grayish, but it also has a little bit of the, this is a combination of gold, quin gold, burnt sienna, and a little bit of rose madder for my bricks. So let me just kind of come in here. Some of this area was more of the gold and yellow than it was brown or dark. As you get up a little higher, it was more of the darker tones. So I'm going to try that. A little bit of this in here too. This is my neutral tint with some of the other colors added. It only comes down that far, so I'm going to stop right there. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, that's kind of cool, actually. I like that. All right, let me come and do part of the other side. Move my little jars here. Let me come in here and do this side of the wall. This side, there is a planter down here, so I'm not going to go as far down as I did on this side. But let's see what we can do. I don't want this super wet. Let me come back in here to my little indigo mix. I'm sorry, I'm saying indigo. It's not indigo, it's neutral tint. Neutral tint you can add to your existing colors and it will darken them, but not change the hue. And then I also need down in this area, not only do we have the neutral tint coming down here, but we also have some of this green comes in here from the plants. So I'm just going to kind of combine that already while I'm doing this. That's kind of cool. I'm liking this. Let me come across the top with my neutral tint. Just trying to give some, yeah, there we go. We'll go that way. I still think that my wall up here on the top is going to need some more vertical lines. I mean, horizontal lines. I'll do that in a second. Okay, so I'm going to let this kind of dry. Now let me come down and play with some of this area for the plants and the, sorry about that, I dropped my stencil. Some of the plants and my foliage down here. I'm not going to do every single little bit of foliage, but I am going to get some. So I'm just going to pick and choose where I do the stencil. Some of this is down in here. It's maybe too wet. Let me just drop some of that. Now the other day when I used my stencils, if you saw me, and some of it's a darker green, I've got some darker green mixed up here. I can see it seeping underneath here, so that's my bad. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. Let me blot it with my towel a little bit, see if that helps. Oh, not enough. That's why we experiment, right? Just an experimentation. Let me come back in here with some of this green. I'm gonna hold it down a little harder. Actually, I think my paint is too concentrated, too wet. So let me just go straight from my palette so I don't have as much water in there. I think that might be my problem. And some darker green here. There's some of these that come up here. Yeah, that's better. I just needed I needed less water to get these in here. So I'll take this right from my palette and see if this does any better. And the this box that it's in, I'm just going to kind of come across like that because it also has some dark color in there. I have this, it's called Earth of Cypress. It's a dark, I call it chocolate, but that's not the official name. I'm going to drop some of that in there too because this is kind of dark in the planter. Maybe a little bit of my indigo in here too. I keep saying indigo. I don't know why I keep saying that. It's not indigo. Neutral tint. Come on, girl, get a grip. Okay, let's see. If you're cringing and saying, what the heck is she doing? That's okay. You're allowed to do that. I ask myself that a lot too. Come back in here with some of this green, some of it's lighter. But I'm just playing, and you know, that's, to me, that's what the fun is. That's what I enjoy. Let's get some darker green in here at the bottom. Now let's lift this and see what I did. I made a mess. Okay, I made a mess. I'm gonna blot this up. Some of it was okay. Some of it was just too wet still. So let's try something else. I have somewhere here in my stash. This may be going too long. It's a long video. I have a dip pen. I have a couple dip pens actually. Let me try this one. This is called a Fude nib. It says it's liked by artists because you can kind of come in here and do the color. So I am going to take my Fude nib on my dip pen and see if I can't just do some marks here to mimic these grasses. Oops. Probably a cat here because I also have many cats around here and they love to join me. Okay, let me try my other dip pen. This is a finer nib. I'm going to follow some advice from our friend Steve Mitchell. He says you can paint your watercolor right onto your nib. So I'm going to try that. And let's see how I can do with that. Not enough. This is a fine nib, so I'm not quite getting what the effects I wanted with this. I'm still learning. Put a little bit more on there. I also have my bamboo quills. This is a really fine nib. This paper's kind of wet, so I might actually be, let me back off of that a second. Let me come into my, let me see, where's my quill? Here's a quill. I really enjoy playing with these two, my quill pens. They're just bamboo quills. And if you're still watching, thank you. If you gave up on me a while ago, I'm sorry. This is my day to play. Weekends I play. And actually this is kind of doing the same thing that my other one did. So this is just me. Let me just get some more pigment on this. I have used this method in other paintings and I do like it. In fact, when my granddaughter was here, I had her try my quill pens and she said she almost likes it better than the brush. And to a point, I must agree. It's kind of fun. Bring some of these up here. We do have, part of it's in how I hold it. So my thumb doesn't always want to go, well, it can't go certain directions anymore because I have a plate in it. But let's get some vines up in here. I'm liking that. Let me get some of this earth, it's like earth of cypress or cypress earth. Put some of that in there. Some of these vines. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm playing and trying to have a little bit of success. Whoa, that's thunder. Yeah, rainy day in Georgia, right here in Georgia. I know you heard that rain. I heard that thunder. Okay. Well, I am safe inside, but that done there. So I guess maybe I need to stop taking this. I don't want to have you on this journey with me all afternoon. Some of this queen gold in here. Some more queen gold up here. I like this quill pen. It's kind of fun. All right, well, that's my adventure and for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.